Dang, that's a lot of books. Half of these were at my parents' house. That was quite the adventure trying to pack those up and bring them here. But all my books are together in one place. Well, not all my books, but all the ones from this year are all in one place. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Hi, my name is Liz and today we are doing my 2024 reading wrap up. As you can see, I have all of the books that I read in 2024, not including some books that I either gave to a friend, sold, or listened to as an audiobook, so I don't have a physical copy. It's crazy seeing the aftermath of a whole year of reading and seeing all the books that you were able to consume. I'm looking back on some of the books that I read at the beginning of the year and I'm like, man, I forgot I even read that this year. Like, that was a different Liz, a different reader altogether. Also looking through my reading journal and seeing my thoughts about different books. Also wild, because I do feel like my reading taste probably changed a little bit this year, which is bound to happen. Growth. What? Your girl grew this year. She grew as a reader and getting to reflect back on everything. I have some stats that I want to share before we get into all of my thoughts about this year. I was trying to go through my reading journal and figure out how many total books I read this year. I read 121 books in 2024. That's more than I read last year. Last year, I think I got to like 112 or 113, somewhere in there. And this year I got to 121, which is insane. I started the year off really strong. I read 14 books in January. And then each month I read like around 10 books. So like my average, it made sense that it ended up being 121. Whenever I went through all my genres that I read, coming in first place, I read 49 romance books. I truly think that that is because of February, the month of February. I read so many romance books because I did a video for it for Valentine's Day. So I truly think that is what put romance over the edge. In second place, of course, you guessed it, we have fantasy at 45 books. Fantasy is definitely my all-time favorite genre to read in, and it's not a big surprise. In third place, we have mystery thrillers at 18 books, which is very fitting. That definitely makes sense because I really only read mystery thrillers in the fall time. So one season out of 4, it makes sense I only read 18. And fourth place, this is what really shocked me, was I had 3 memoirs or nonfiction books. That is something that I tried to get into more this year. I haven't read a ton of nonfiction in my life, so I definitely wanted to get into more nonfiction, and 2 of them were memoirs. One was like a Christian literature. It was all about like boundaries and also about a woman's story and how she came to terms with creating boundaries with individuals. I would like to continue to read more nonfiction this year. It's definitely not like my favorite thing to read. I have to be in the mood for nonfiction because I prefer fiction. I prefer to escape reality rather than live in it. You know what I mean? I think at the beginning of the year, I said I wanted to read 5 memoirs or nonfiction, and I got 3. In 5th place, we have sci-fi. I had 2 sci-fi books. Also tied for 5th is horror. I read 2 horror books. If you followed along with me, I hate horror. It's not my favorite genre. I don't like the goriness of it, but I'm trying to read more just so I have a good recommendation to give people if they ask for horror. Since it's not something that I am very knowledgeable about, I'm trying to get into more of that field. So we shall see if 2025 is the year that I find one horror book that I genuinely like. And also sci-fi, having only 2. I'm not a big sci-fi girly, but I was trying to get more into sci-fi, so I will say I have a better appreciation for sci-fi now. And tying for 6th place, I have 1 dystopian and I have 1 literary fiction book. I am really trying to get into literary fiction this year. I've read literary fiction in the past. I only read 1 this year, which is kind of shocking. Past years, I feel like I've read a lot more, but it's okay. I mean, I had other priorities, other books I wanted to read, obviously, so it's not a big deal. 1 dystopian as well. There's like a lot of gray area when it comes to dystopian. I feel like sometimes it can be considered fantasy, sometimes it's just young adult, or it could be even sci-fi. I don't know. So I'm just gonna say dystopian at 1. That tracks. My total pages read, I kept track every month of how many pages total I read. I read 47,735 pages. That's insane. That is actually wild. That's so many pages. I feel like towards the end of 2024, I was definitely kind of heading into more of a book slump. Like the last 3 months of the year, I felt like I was very slumpy, but right By now, I'm very, very excited about my reading. So I feel like I always start off the year very strong, very ambitious with my goals and just like my reading pace and everything. Who knows? 2025 could end up being way less. It could be end up being way more. I don't know. That's the beauty of these videos, is I get to look back on them and see how far I've come in a year, which is insane. So the way I'm going to do this video today is very similar to how I did this video last year. I'm not going to go through every single book and give a rating and give thoughts about everyone, because 121 books, we're going to be here forever if I decide to do that. I'm going to do very similar to what I did last year. I'm going to hold up each book, say yes, no, or maybe, depending on how I would rate it or if I would recommend it. So yes, I would recommend it. No, would not recommend. Maybe. Maybe is like where I kind of have mixed feelings about the book. It could be that I had a lot of trigger warnings and I feel like only certain individuals would probably be able to handle that subject matter. Maybe it's a maybe because I truly just don't know enough about it, and it could be something that if I learned more about it, then maybe I would have a better appreciation for it. Without further ado, let's get into this 2024 wrap up. All right, starting off in the month of January, we started off strong with Divine Rivals. Yes. Ruthless Vows. Yes. A Dawn of Onyx. Yes. The Night Circus. Yes. Secrets of Asoria. No. The 7-Year Slip. Yes. The Curse of Saints. Yes. Better Than Fiction. Yes. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Yes. Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. Yes. Fall of Ruin and Wrath. Yes. The Whispering Dark. Maybe. And The Stars Are Dying. Yes. All right, month of February. Betting on You. Yes. Check and Mate. Yes. Good Boundaries and Goodbyes. Yes. The Obsession. Maybe. Never. No. Love Redesigned. Yes. Too Late. Maybe. King of Pride. Yes. Crescent City 1. Yes. Crescent City 2. Yes. Crescent City 3. Yes. Now we're getting into March. The Long Game. Yes. The Locked Door. Maybe. A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. No. The Collective. Yes. I'll Always Be With You. No. A Promise of Fire. Yes. Breath of Fire. Yes. Happily Never After. Yes. Heart on Fire. Yes. Are we sensing a pattern? A Curse of Queens. Yes. Now we're getting into April. All the Little Raindrops. Maybe. Child of Light. No. The Good Sister. Yes. Heartless Hunter. Yes. A Promise of Peridot. Yes. Pineapple Street. Maybe. Offside. Yes. To Kill a Shadow. Maybe. The Simple Wild. Yes. A Broken Blade. Yes. Now we're getting into May. A Shadow Crown. Yes. A Vicious Game. Yes. The Teacher. No. Alive at Night. Yes. Bride. Maybe. House of Marion. Yes. In the Weeds. Yes. The Luminaries. Yes. Funny Story. Yes. Sweet Nightmare. Yes. Now we're getting into June. Project Hail Mary. Yes. Beautiful. No. The Passage. Yes. The Setup. Maybe. Flawless. Yes. A Sea of Blood and Sapphire. Yes. The True Love Experiment. Yes. Not in Love. Yes. Heartless. Yes. A Fate Inked in Blood. Yes. The Rule Book. Maybe. Now we're getting into July. Daughter of the Pirate King. Yes. Be Treed. Yes. The Hurricane Wars. Yes. Happy Place. Yes. Powerful. Yes. Reckless. Yes. Out on a Limb. Yes. Just for the Summer. Yes. When the Moon Hatched. Yes. Now we're getting into August. Ready or Not. Maybe. The Housemaid is Watching. Maybe. Girl Abroad. No. Dragon Den. Maybe. The Love of My Afterlife. Yes. To Kill a Kingdom. Maybe. Next of Kin. Yes. Sister Maiden Monster. No. The Fiancé Dilemma. Yes. The Curse of Sins. Yes. The Jigsaw Man. Maybe. Now we're getting into September. A Novel Love Story. Yes. Shady Hollow. Maybe. Haunted Ever After. No. Leather and Lark. Maybe. Truly Devious. Maybe. Nothing Like the Movies. Maybe. The Night Guest. No. You'd Look Better as a Ghost. No. Phantom Heart. Yes. Now we're getting into October. You Shouldn't Have Come Here. Yes. Wrong Place, Wrong Time. Yes. That's Not My Name. Yes. Assistant to the Villain. Yes. Apprentice to the Villain. Also yes. The Dagger and the Flame. Yes. Still Beating. Maybe. The Wolf and the Woodsman. Yes. The Enemy. Maybe. The Mind F series. Maybe. Now we're getting into November. The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. Yes. One Dark Window. Yes. Two Twisted Crowns. Yes. Strange Unearthly Things, maybe. The Bone Houses, yes. Blood Sisters, no. Everybody's a Liar, no. And the last month of the year, December. Now this is the only month that I haven't posted a wrap up for, so these will probably be brand new to a lot of you. You're gonna be like, oh, I didn't know you read that this month. I did, and I'm so excited to finally share what books I read in December. It Happened One Fight, yes. Dinner for Vampires, yes. The Girl Who Could Move Stuff with Her Mind, yes. Unsteady, yes. Spectacular, maybe. This is an arc for the second book after Unsteady, Unloved, yes. I liked it even more than the first one. Frigid, no. Scorched, no. This Dark Descent, yes. And that is it for my 2024 reading wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was so fun to look back on all of the books that I read this year and getting to say my final thoughts, yes, no, maybe, on if I would recommend them to other people. I really enjoyed this reading year. I feel like majority of the books I would recommend, and I actually really enjoyed my time while reading them. There were some not great books, which is bound to happen, you know? I'm learning what I do and do not like in a book, and I think that's great. Like I said, I'm growing as a reader and as a person. I have so many fun videos planned for 2025. I'm really excited for this upcoming year. I feel like it's gonna be a good one. I have lots and lots of books on my physical TBR at the moment that I cannot wait to get to. I'm like so incredibly excited for the books that I own. I have still been buying books, and I feel like I ended the year, I read almost all of the books that I started the year with on my physical TBR. I have a handful that I didn't get to that I have owned for years and just haven't gotten to read just yet. But I'm gonna try to make some of those books a priority in this upcoming year so I can get them off of my physical TBR. I really don't want to have certain books on my physical TBR for more than a year. I really want to try better at reading what I have, which I know every reader says all the time. I did read probably 75% of my physical TBR that I started the year off with, so I feel really good about that. 2025, I have a lot of really fun and exciting goals for 2025. Like I said earlier, I'm really trying to get into literary fiction, and I have certain authors that I have my eye on that I really want to read this upcoming year and get into their writing, and so that way I can be a part of the conversation about that author. This year is gonna be a good one. I can feel it, and I am just gonna have fun with whatever I decide to read. Stay tuned. This month I have a lot of videos planned that are gonna kind of show what the year is gonna look like. I have my 25 books that I want to read in 2025 coming up next, so that'll be my next video that I film, and I'm so excited to talk about those 25 books. I hope you guys all enjoyed your 2024. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.